What up? It's your boy Codename Duchess back here with another video. This one I'm going to be trying to drop some defensive tips. Before we dive into it, thank y'all, all the support, all the followers. We're up over 425, rolling that hype train to 500. Appreciate it. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe up. And with that said, let's dive in. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the coach game plan changes that you can make before you dive into a game. So really the only settings that I normally touch are on ball pressure and off ball pressure. I'd set them to smother and deny all, and then as I show you later on in this video, I'll go in there and change ones depending on the matchup. The rest of these I mostly leave to automatic. There are a couple settings that I change in game depending on what my opponent brings. So I will show you that here in a little bit. In this transition defense one, we'll dive into screen help rules later on in the video because I usually change it during the game depending on what's going on. Transition defense is going to be, you can either put it on auto where the CPU decides, or you can put it on no threes and your guys will stop threes in transition, or you can put it in wall up and they'll protect the rim during transition. I usually just let the CPU decide what we're going to do during the game unless I'm getting killed by something, and then I'll come in here and change it. I did decide to add this little bit here. This is going to be a heavy, not a very talking video, but a very watch this controller in the bottom right hand corner. That will give you more tips on how to play defense than anything else that I'm going to say. So the first thing I'm going to show you now that I've showed you what defensive settings I make outside of the game. In the game I come in here and I always, because I like it in triple threat for this to be off, but in any other game mode 5-on-5 I like it to be set on ball screen to go over, on ball screen center to go over. And then the last setting I set is the stay attached, put it on always, and that controls you guys coming off of the screens, whether or not they're going to switch, whether or not they're going to cheat down, that kind of thing. And then I'm going to come in here, and for some reason I didn't do it this game, but I'm going to, like Tim Duncan I know isn't a shooter, this Tim Duncan card. I'm going to set it so that we sag off of him a little bit. Guys with slower shots, even if they are good shooters, I'm going to set it so that we are maybe tight or moderate instead of smother or deny. First thing I'm going to say before we dive into watching me actually play some defense and giving you some tips. We added the controller so you can see kind of what I'm doing because it's hard to explain it. Defense is a lot about feel. Second, defense doesn't always work. We're going to get blown by right here by bullet ball. It's just a bad matchup. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes early in the game you got to feel your opponent out. Is he a driver? Does he like to go left? Does he like to go to the spin move? Does he like to go to the spin jumper? Is he going to hunt all threes? Is he going to do this weird pivot thing with Tim Duncan 12 times before I step out of position? So, defense is a lot about just feeling it out. One thing I will say is that it is not all holding down the defensive R2 right trigger assist button. You move a lot faster when you take that off. It does help you stay in position. It's a lot about rotating. Helps if you have a basketball understanding background, so you know kind of how guys are going to rotate, how you should rotate. One of the things I try not to do is switch when my guys are out of position because I can rotate them back faster. Right there, even though they got the offensive rebound and got a longer shot clock, that was hard defense, forced the shot clock violation, and then we bury this contested three. That was just for me. That's why that shot was in there. Again, we're just trying to rotate, if I get out of position, come over and help. Now I gotta force my guy to get back there. Doesn't give me the contest, but he doesn't make the shot either. So the biggest thing from defense is try to control your movements. Try to read. I don't like playing off-ball defense, but if I have a matchup that is just getting exploited, then I do try to control the help. This one, I feel like It doesn't give me credit for the contest, but I feel like I was there. It says wide open, but whatever. Don't get frustrated by that. Just keep working hard. You're going to get exploited a bunch when you first start playing defense. It's inevitable. You're learning. Just don't get discouraged. Fight for that ball. There you go, Derek White. Ugly transition. Get it up. There we go. Easy layup. Things work out eventually. So there's not much talking I'm going to do. I'm going to leave these clips here. Just kind of watch the controller stuff. See kind of how I play defense. It's about all the advice I have for defense. It's such a feel thing. With that said, thank y'all for watching up to this point. If you want to watch more and just kind of get down some of the controls, more than, I appreciate it. Other than that, don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and y'all have a good night. This is a different opponent, second game. I just put this in slow-mo so you can see the defensive settings we make. This guy had Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal. Definitely put both of them into, not as tight a defense. And like I said, just watch the controller if you want more tips. I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, it's just so much feel. And it's just, I sucked at it. I got exploited at the beginning of 2K24. I got exploited when I started doing on-ball defense. It's just something you just have to keep working at. One of the things I will say here is I jumped for the shot block and then I pulled down on that trigger, on that stick, to try to contest the second one. It's a discipline thing. You just got to work at it and get yourself into the mode where you're going to contest more with the stick than you are with the actual jump shot. He is not going to take advantage of me with Patrick Beverly. And we're going to get the double, we're going to get the block, we're going to get the shot clock violation. So I am giving more advice. Right there, that's going under the screen. I am going to show you this next clip though where I get burnt doing it. It's just something you have to feel out. But I know he had called for the screen. I couldn't fight over it last play and he hit the three, so that time I went under it and then went with a hard contest. The second time he did drive by me. So now I know I don't want Valanciunas to travel out to the three-point line against Shaq. There's no need to guard him out there. I want to on-ball him, but I also, when that pick comes, I'm going to switch. We got the foul, but we were still in good defensive position. Probably should have contested with the stick. Hate guarding quick guards. We're going to use the L2 assist to try to stay in front of him. When he starts to break down, we kind of start to flutter it, and then we use the stick to contest, and we get that block. He's coming back at us, but that's still a good contest. Force him into a bad pass. The thing is, you got to trust your AI to make some plays. Again, thanks for watching. I did end up giving more advice. Don't forget to follow us on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Y'all have a good night.